Good morning, students. Myself Vivek Sajjan, working as assistant science teacher in Chandrakant Pade Central School. Today we are going to discuss about the chapter coordination in plants. Okay, or else it is a topic. Okay, on the topic we are going to discuss, it is coordination in plants. So if you have any doubts in this lesson, please comment in the comment box. We will give the solution for your doubts. Let us move to the concept. So in this topic we are going to see about the coordination in plants, how the coordination takes place in plants. Okay, all living organism responds to environment stimuli. Okay, so all the living organisms, they will respond to stimulus. Okay, so whenever the external environment stimuli it will give, the organisms will show the response to that stimuli. Okay, animals have nervous system and endocrine system for control and coordination. We have the nervous system and endocrine system for controlling our body system and coordination of our body. For maintaining our body, we have nervous system and endocrine system. Okay. Plants also respond to stimuli by secreting chemicals. Plants also, they will respond to stimuli by secreting the chemicals. Plants exhibit some movements. They also exhibit some movements. Okay, so movement towards the sun or light, movement towards the water, movement towards the chemical. Okay, so movement towards the, so like this we are going to see the different movements in plants. Okay, so in plants we have two types of movements. They are directional or tropic movements, and another type of movement is non-directional movement. Okay, in directional or tropic movement we have occurring in the direction of stimulus. Wherever they will get the stimulus, they will show the movement towards the stimulus. Okay, but in non-directional, so non-growth movement is there, independent of stimulus is there. Okay, independent to stimulus, they will grow there independently, not according to the stimulus. Okay, so these are the two types of movements we can see in the plants. Okay, directional and non-directional movement. Directional occurs in the direction of stimulus, non-directional growth occurs independently of stimulus. So non-directional movement, the movement do not depends on the direction from the stimulus area. So non-directional means the movement which do not depend on the direction from the stimulus area. Wherever they will get the stimulus, at that position they will not show any movement. Okay, so that type of movement is known as non-directional movement. For example, when someone touches the leaves of mimosa, the leaves begins to fold up and drop. See, so for example, the mimosa plant is there, touch me not plant is there. If you touch anywhere of the leaf, all the leaves will shut off. Okay, fold ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. Okay, this is the one example for the non-directional movement. Mechanism of leaf dropping. The dropping of, how the leaf dropping takes place in mimosa plant means, or else we can say touch me not plants, how that will works means, the dropping of mimosa leaves is dependent on the direction from which the leaves are touched. Okay, but some movements usually happen due to the change of water balance in the cell. So how it will shrinks all the leaves means, due to by the help of water balancing, it will intake all the water which are present in the leaf, it will take backwards to their stem, then it will shrink. So whenever after touching 5 to 10 minutes, it will gives the water to once again to that leaves, that will once again going to open all the leaves. So like this the mechanism takes place inside the mimosa family. So it will just absorb all the water from the leaves will shut off. Okay, close up. Whenever it will give once again the water to that leaf, it will opens once again as usually. Okay, so when leaves of mimosa are touched, the cells of the leaves lose water and become flaccid, which results in dropping of leaves. Okay, this is how the mechanism of closing and opening takes place in the mimosa plant. Next we are having directional movement. So plants respond to stimuli slowly by growing in a particular direction. So they will show the slight movement towards the direction of stimulus. okay, particular direction. For example, plants like pumpkin, cucumber, etc. plant climb up fences by means of tendrils. They will grow by the means, they will travel by the means of tendrils. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಬಳ್ಳಿಗಳಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, they will travel around the staircase or else fences. Okay, so types of tropic movements, we have different types of tropical movements in plants. They are phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism and chemotropism. Photo means light, geo means gravity, hydro means water, chemo means chemicals. Okay, these are the different tropic movements we can see in the plants. Next, phototropism means, you can see the diagram, wherever the plant will get the light, at that direction it will show the movement, at that direction it will bend their body. Okay, phototropism, the growth of plants in response to light. Positive phototropism and negative phototropism. We have two types of phototropism, positive phototropism and negative phototropism. Positive phototropism means shoots respond by bending towards light. This is the positive phototropism. So negative phototropism, roots respond by bending away from the light. See, inside the ground it will grow away from the light. This is the negative phototropism. Outside the soil it will grow towards the light. That is the positive phototropism. Okay, next we are having geotropism. Geotropism means the movements of plants in response to gravity, either upwards or towards. See, so in the downwards the roots will grow towards the gravity. So this is the positive geotropism. And in the upside we can see that shoots by growing away from the ground. It is the negative geotropism. Okay, shoots are growing against to the gravity. That is the negative geotropism. So roots are growing towards the gravity. That is the positive geotropism. Okay, so we have two types of geotropism and two types of phototropism, positive geotropism and negative geotropism. Positive phototropism and negative phototropism. Phototropism means the movement towards the light is known as phototropism anta heli we can say. Okay, so next we are having hydrotropism. Hydrotropism means it is the growth response in which the direction of determined by the stimulus of water. Wherever the water is there, at that direction the plants will grow. You can see in that diagram that roots are growing towards the water. Okay, so that is why this is known as hydrotropism. For example, roots grow towards the source of water. Okay, next one is chemotropism. So chemotropism, it is a growth movement of plant part in response to chemical stimulus. See here you can see the pollen grains which come and sit on this one plants. It will grow towards the chemical. Okay, growth of pollen tubes towards the ovules. Pollen tubes will grow from upside to downwards. Okay, so usually we can see the growth of plants by from downwards to upwards, but in this case it is growing, pollen tubes are growing from upside to towards the downwards towards ovule. Okay, this is how we can say, this is the example for the chemotropism. Okay, you can see in the diagram also. So next we are having plant hormones. Plant hormones, also called as phytohormones, okay, are chemicals produced within the plants in a low concentration and diffuses all around the cell. So the plant hormones will produced within the plant in a low concentrations and diffuse all around the cell. Okay, that produced hormones will diffuse, will supply all around the each and every cell of the plant. Okay, so phytohormones regulates plant growth, development and response to the environment. These plant hormones will regulate the growth, development and response to the environment of the plant. Okay, next we are having types of plant hormones. They are auxins, gibberellins, cytokinin, abscisic acid and ethylene. These are the different types of plant hormones which are given in our syllabus. Okay, auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid and ethylene. These are the different types of plant hormones which we can see in our syllabus. So plant hormones, in that auxins are synthesized by the growing apices of the stem and root. So auxins can be seen in the growing tips of the plant, or else we can say in the growing tip of stem and roots we can see the auxins. Okay, it promotes cell elongation and growth of the stem and root. It promotes the cell elongation and growth of stem and root. It causes apical dominance. Okay, it causes the apical growth of the plant. It induces rooting on stem cutting. Okay, it induces the rooting on stem cutting. Okay, wherever you cut the stem, it will grow once again. Okay, so you can see the auxins on the growing tips of the plant, that is growing tips of stem and root. We can see the auxin, plant hormone. It is one type of plant hormone. It promotes the cell elongation and growth of the stem and root. So next we are having gibberellins. Gibberellins are hormones that helps in the growth of stem, seed germination, bloating and flowering. So these gibberellins will help in the growth of stem, seed germination, bloating and flowering of the plant. Okay, it induces pranthenocracy. Okay, its application overcomes the genetic dwarfism. It breaks up the dormancy of seed. Okay, so these are the different functions of gibberellins. So next hormone is cytokinin. Cytokinins are hormones present in the area of rapid cell division. They are present in the area of rapid cell division. Okay, such as fruits and seeds. Fruits and seeds are having the which type of hormone means cytokinins. Okay, it promotes cell division and cell elongation. Cytokinin will promote the cell division and cell elongation. It promotes the germination of seed. So it also helps in the germination of seed. Okay. So next we are having the abscisic acid. Abscisic acid is a hormone that inhibits the growth in various parts of the plant. Inhibits means it will reduce the growth of the plant. Okay, abscisic acid will help in the reducing the growth of the plant. Okay, so one tree will not grow at a two heights. It will grow at the very short height and it will give all the flowering fruits in there only. Okay, so that is controlled by the abscisic acid. It inhibits the cell growth and cell division. It reduces the cell growth and cell division. It causes dormancy of buds and seeds. So it reduces the production of buds and seeds. Okay, it induces wilting of leaves and closure of stomata. It induces wilting ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ so ಹೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ. Okay, that this one ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ, so that one bending of that one tendrils will take place by the help of abscisic acid. Okay, and closing of stomata also done by the help of abscisic acid. Ethylene is a gaseous plant growth regulator. It plays a role in ripening of fruit also. The ripening of fruit is done by the help of chemical known as ethylene. Okay, so these are the different plant hormones which we have discussed until now. They have given in your syllabus. Go through with this. If you have any doubts means you go through once again with the concept. So thank you guys. If you have any doubts, please once again comment in the comment box. We will give the solution for your doubts. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye.